Okay, so when I made the video about making text effects like Iman Gadzhi and Hamza, a lot of you guys requested that I make another follow-up video about how to edit like Iman Gadzhi specifically, and this is what this video is going to be about. So I'm going to share with you all the knowledge that I know on how to do this in DaVinci Resolve. So the first thing I noticed he uses a lot in his videos are these vintage overlays, these VHS overlays, and basically how you get these vintage effects is you go on YouTube and you search vintage VHS effect overlay, or you can search up, there's many other keywords like vintage viewfinder overlay, vintage camera overlay. You can just mess around with the keywords, and there should be a bunch of like playlists, a bunch of videos. You can just click on some of these playlists. They have some really good assets here that you can use for your videos. And what they're gonna show up as is a black background with the overlay on top of it. And I'm gonna show you later in the video how to get rid of this black background. Or if it's a green or blue background, I'll show you how to get rid of that too. But if you look through all of these effects, there's some really good effects that you can find here. You just have to download the YouTube video. You can do this easily. Just look up YouTube video downloader. Some of them might be sketchy. Again, I use this one called 4K video downloader. It's just an application if you want to download something a little less sketchy. Once you download the YouTube videos, you can use them in your video. And also there's another way of finding these, which is through Pexels, which is a free stock footage website. You can use those same keywords. Maybe you can even search up like grunge overlay, something like that. So you can find a lot of good overlays for your videos. So once you have chosen your desired effects, what you want to do is take the files, drag them into DaVinci Resolve, and you also want to drag in whatever clip you want to be overlaid. So for this example, I just brought in some random stock footage of waves. First, I'm gonna go ahead and unlink these clips so I can delete the audio, because I don't want that for my specific case. So I'm just going to delete these. And then I'm going to move this stock footage clip up here, and then we want this overlay to be over it. We'll deal with this one later, so I'm just going to move this out of the way for now and just drag these down. Then once you have this overlay, if it is a black screen like this, what you want to do is make sure you have this highlighted. Go to composite, and where it says composite mode, you want to click on normal and go to screen. So if you scroll down, you should see one that's called screen. And now if I play it, you can see the overlay works perfectly. Sometimes your footage might have like a white background or like a grayish background, so you might need to choose a different one other than screen. Or sometimes maybe a different option looks better in your opinion, so you can just mess around with all of these settings here and see which one works best for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this bigger so it covers the whole screen. And I guess I'll just move it down a little bit. Okay, so if it's a green or a blue screen, it's going to be a little bit different. So you need to make sure your playhead is over this clip and it's selected, and then you can go into the Fusion page. And then once you're in the Fusion page, you can just click this button right here to make it the center, and then press Control Space, and it will open up this search menu. And with this search menu, you can look up Delta Keyer. Delta Keyer is going to be the go-to for if your background is a specific color that isn't black or white. But anyway, this Delta Keyer, what you need to do is make sure you have this inspector tab open, and next to background color right here, there will be a little color picker, and you have to click and drag it onto the green, and it will just get rid of it. So then you can go back and it works. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do to make your videos like Iman Gadzhi is the music. The music is going to be very important for setting the specific mood, the tone of the video, how you want your viewers to feel. And where Iman gets his music, I'm 99% sure it's from a website called Epidemic Sound. I have an affiliate link in the description of this video if you want to go check that out and help me out a little bit. You get access to a really good music catalog that you can use for your YouTube videos, especially those Iman style videos that I'd be assuming you want to make. The next thing that he does in his videos is he has these cuts and these zooms to make the video more dynamic and to have the viewer more engaged. I'm just going to use this video that I had on my computer just to show as an example. While I'm talking, I can zoom into certain parts, and it just makes the static video of the talking head more engaging for the viewer. So what I have personally that makes my editing a lot easier, a lot faster, and more efficient is these zoom templates that I can just drag on whenever. So what I do is I drag these adjustment clips. So you can find these adjustment clips in the toolbox if you just go to the search menu, and you can just pull up effects here by clicking this. Then just search adjustment clip. the adjustment clip, if you don't know what it is, I'll just really quickly explain it. It's just a placeholder to put all of your effects, and then what the effects will do, it will apply to the video below it. And like for example, if I have this adjustment clip highlighted, I zoom in on this specific part, it's just gonna zoom in during the adjustment clip, and I can move it around so it's not like attached to the video. It will zoom in right when the adjustment clip starts. So if you want to do, this is one of the most basic ones. This is what some people call a push zoom. I don't really know what to call it. All it really needs to be is a zoomed in adjustment clip. So when you're talking, at a certain point when you're talking, it zooms in, and then what you can do is go ahead and go to your power bins. And if you don't know what a power bin is, I explained this in an earlier video. I'll leave it as a card up in the top right. But this adjustment clip, you can go ahead and drag this into your power bin, and then you can use this, you can just call it like push zoom. Whenever you're talking, you can just drag this on, adjust it to however you want, adjust the height, the X and the Y coordinate, and you can use it for whatever videos you want. And then there's also a couple of other zooms, such as the slow in zoom and then the slow out zoom. So for example, for this slow in zoom, what you can do is just have it so the zoom is normal, right? And then you put a keyframe on the position and the zoom. And then at the end of the clip, what you can do is zoom in and then move it up so you can see my face. So it will slowly zoom in as I'm talking. Like that. You can use that for your videos. You can also reverse it, just do the same thing but the opposite to have like a zoom out effect. And then there's also a couple other ones, but I'm not going to cover this in too much detail in this video, but that's just a couple of ways to make your talking head videos more dynamic, so it's not just like a static frame of you talking. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is making stock footage look a little more professional and just less cheesy overall. So when you add stock footage to your video, it can be a little bit cheesy. Something that Iman does when he has the stock footage in his video, it can be whatever you want, but he has a simple background behind it with a drop shadow on the actual stock footage. Again, I'm just gonna download this random stock footage of a like TV screen background, but you can find the exact one that you want using the strategies I talked about before, and you can just put that behind all of your stock footage. I also like using a paper background. I actually looked it up on YouTube, just look up like white paper background. Anyway, once you have your background, you just put it behind your stock footage like this. So what you have to do is highlight the stock footage and then just zoom it out a little bit like this, and then go to Open Effects in the Effects tab, search up drop shadow, and just put it on your stock footage. Personally, I like using a crumpled paper background. I just put that same background behind the stock footage, and I think it looks pretty nice. And maybe I can even zoom out the footage a little more like that. And I think this has a pretty good look. Okay, so the next thing is these titles. Like when you have a list video, like you're talking about the 5 best ways to make money in 2023 or something like that. That's just an example. If you wanted to add a quick title slide, what I would do is take one of these like cool VHS grunge effects, one of these things, and then just put a title on it. So let's just take this one because I already have it on my computer. And I'm gonna be talking about these free titles that you get with DaVinci Resolve. There are some presets that you can get. I have a link to Envato Elements in the description. There's some really good title presets that you can get there. But for now, we'll just go over the free ones. And it might not look as nice, but anyway. I personally like this digital glitch one. What you can actually do is put this grunge effect on top, go to generators, make sure you don't have anything typed in the search bar. Scroll down to solid color, and this is just going to give you a black background. So you click on the solid color, make sure it's black, and then you can click on this top layer, go to composite mode, then go to screen, and now it will show the text under that grunge effect, so it affects everything. And then you can put like 5 best ways to make money. And I'll just delete this small text and do this here. Also, if it's lagging a little bit, I'm on my laptop right now, so it's going to be a bit laggy. You can just go to playback, timeline, proxy resolution, and change it to quarter. As you can see, or maybe you can't because it's pretty laggy, it's a pretty decent effect. Oh, and when you change this playback to quarter resolution, it will just show as quarter resolution in the playback, but when you actually export it, it will be full resolution. So as you can see, I created this like really quick title. It's not the best, honestly, but you can make it better. But honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it looks cool to you and you're happy with using it in your videos. Okay, so this isn't the best obviously, but I just made this really quickly just to show you kind of what you can do to make a title that you like. And then what you could also do instead of using like one of the DaVinci presets is you can make an animation of your own. So you could just go to the titles, grab a text plus. Maybe you just want to do a really quick animation, so I'll just show you one off the top of my head. Say you type same thing, 5 ways to make money, something along those lines. Yeah, let's say I actually want to use this font. Just zoom in here and then, okay, let's say I want to do like a little animation here. So on the first frame, I'll just put a keyframe on the size and then I'll go forward a little bit, maybe back a little bit, put another keyframe, and then I'll just click this arrow to go back to the first one that I created and make the size a lot bigger like that. And then you'll see I'll have like a pretty interesting animation. You can use this for like a title animation. You can even add some effects to this. You can go to open effects. You can, I'm pretty sure there's, yeah, waviness. I like using this one. And then you can go to effects, just turn all of this down a little bit. I usually like turning it to horizontal and just mess with the settings really. And you can get something kind of like this. So I think this looks pretty cool. I don't know the exact presets that he uses obviously, but I just wanted to make something kind of similar or show you a different way to do it. So that's all I have for this video. If you wanted me to cover something else that you thought that was really important or you just had a question about, just let me know in the comments because I read all of them. And I usually make videos out of some of the suggestions that you guys have. So just leave those ideas in the comments and feel free to subscribe if you found this useful. If you don't know what to watch next and you also want to make really good thumbnails like Iman Gadzhi, I have an old video on that I'll just put right here. So you can go check that out.